than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Okay, let's get started here. All right, let's get started. All right, good evening, folks. It is actually 8:01 right now. Let me hit the button. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Man, time is going by so fast here today. I don't know what happened. I just got up this morning, and before I knew it, here it is 8 o'clock. And we got to get going. All right. Weekly fireside chat. All right. Intro to trading, preview of the coming week. And it is actually February the 8th, 2026. And my name is Hugh. Good to have you here, folks. Please use the questions box for any questions or comments you might have. All right. That's why we are here. And I'll try and answer them all for you. Excuse me here. I got to tell you, folks, let me just get the questions box up and running here. There we go. All right, there, I got that. I got to go. Okay, so all systems go right here, folks. Everything should be fine. But I do have to tell you, you know what? I'm starting to feel like Rodney Dangerfield, you know? Not getting any respect at all. No respect at all. And I'll give you an example. I I emailed, the Super Bowl people. I said, guys, listen, I got a very special webinar. We do it every Sunday night. Can you start the Super Bowl a little bit later tonight? You know, so I'm saying maybe say, I don't know, 9:30 or so. And they assured me they would. They still started the game, in advance. So what can I tell you? But no respect from the Super Bowl people. What can I say? Anyway, folks, we'll keep an eye on the game. It doesn't interest me at all. I don't really care. Especially with my beloved Buffalo Bills not in the game, not there this year. They almost made it a few times, but not that lucky. They fired the coach. We'll see what happens next year. Anyway, folks, current score, as I understand it, Seattle Seahawks over the New England Patriots, 6-0, and they'll keep you apprised of that. All right, so there's the obligatory disclaimer that says you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I will leave that up there for a few seconds for you to read that, since that's what you have to do, right? You got to read that. You got to understand. You got to understand the score, right? That's the score. All right. Excuse me. Let's move on. So, can you imagine that starting that game before our webinar finishes? I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, yeah, quick survey, folks. Put it in the questions box. Put your answers in the questions box. Just kind of get an idea as to what your experience is. Find out how many beginners are on here. This is just sort of a self-assessment thing. There's no criteria whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro or anything like that. Just kind of get an idea as to whether you are, new to trading or what you are. So put in the questions box where you put yourself, all right? If you know absolutely nothing, you never heard of options before in your life, you don't know anything about anything, you don't even know why you're here, put A. Put A. If you know what calls and puts are, but not a whole lot more, put B. Somewhere in the middle, put C. And if you're so proficient, you're asking again, what am I doing here? Put D. All right. If you know what the Greeks are and a lot of other stuff, put D. So, all right. Let me just get here. Okay. And hold on for a few seconds while all the answers are coming in the questions box. Again, no real criteria on that. Just a quick assessment as to what. Okay, well that's good. All right, sounds good. We got mostly C's, a few B's, no A's. All right, mostly C's. All right, folks. Excuse me. And, we're probably going to keep it a little bit short here tonight because I don't want to keep you from the Super Bowl game and sort of the mid the mid game show. Although again, Bad Bunny doesn't excite me. But anyway, I had this conversation with my wife. Still, they're very popular. Okay, I know they are. Folks, my name is Hugh. All right. If you are new here, let me know that too, and I'll tell you who I am. Why me? Why me? But I've got lots of experience in the trenches trading experience. In the trenches, and that's what you need. And that is exactly why, John and I, we're both in the trenches trading experience. You can learn a lot of stuff in books, DVDs, CDs, live videos, whatever, even free YouTube. Yes, it's out there, but do you really learn? Do you really learn what you need to know? Um, Here's the thing with all those free resources. I get this question all the time. Why should we pay you to teach us stuff when I can get it all for free? I just have one quick answer for that. You know what? You get what you pay for. All right. Those free resources, they're really not there when you need them. They don't answer the real tough questions, that we answer. And excuse me, that hand holding, I think, is what people really need. I wish I had a Hugh and John when I was learning the stuff. I didn't have any of that stuff. In fact, back in those days, I'm going to tell you something. We paid a lot of money. I'm talking many, many thousands of dollars for education. And we didn't get nearly the education that I am teaching you and John is teaching you every day. All right. I'm going to tell you, that's the way I'm going to leave it. Um, we didn't get in the trenches trading. We went with programs. I'm not going to throw them out there because I'm not here to slam anybody and they're good for what they are, but they taught you a lot of theory. And what they were teaching you is true, but they didn't teach you the real things that actually matter. That when you're in a trade, how do you react when the market goes against you, or how do you look at the setups? How do you determine whether this setup is good or not? Anyway, not going to get into all that, but just know that there's no substitute for live coaching, live mentoring, the real deal. All right. John, litigation lawyer turned trading trainer. He loves every minute of it. He loves to teach people, and his philosophy is very simple: give what the market will give you. All right. A couple of real quick comments here, announcements. Spy on the Market free newsletter. All right. Make sure you subscribe to this. All you have to do is go to our website, DayTradeSPY.com. Leave us your email address, and you will get this every Thursday sent to your inbox. This week's topic: artificial intelligence on the stock market. Also, another announcement here. Excuse me. Our 2-day live in-person trading and educational workshop. John and I are going to be down in Baltimore, Maryland, April the 21st, 22nd. Let me know if you don't have the links to get in on this. I'm sure you've received emails on this, and let me know if you're interested, but you don't have the links. Need more information. Let us know, and we will get that to you. I think you can get the information online as well on our website, DayTradeSPY.com. Come and trade along beside John and myself, right? We're going to be down there trading live 2 days, all right? Learn advanced strategies, techniques, and you're going to be part of our trading group. And you also get to network with other traders, all right, and members, DayTradeSPY members and traders. We're going to meet there. We're going to meet in the lounge, in the hotel lounge, the Hilton, the night before. We're going to roll in on the 20th, hang out there, and probably exchange all kinds of stories and get to meet our people. So meet and greet. All right, let's take a look at the markets here. This is a look at the hourly chart as to what happened during the week. On Sunday, sorry, on Monday, we had the S&P ran up sharply. Okay, gained 1.1%, just under the record. Started the month as Trump announced a new trade deal with India, and reduced tariffs based on the fact that India was not going to use Russian oil. On Tuesday, the stocks, all magnificent seven stocks, ended up lower as investors rotated out of the tech sector. So here's what happens after the earnings come out. The big boys, they say, okay, well, we made our money on these stocks. Now we're gonna see what else we can put the money into. It's like, it already happened. So no sense in staying in there at the moment, right? We'll find better opportunities elsewhere. Anyway, SPY dropped right back to where it was the day before. We lost 13 points before closing, ran back up the line there a little bit, closed at the mid 689 level. On Wednesday, computer chips, software, sell-off notched back-to-back losses on the S&P 500. While earnings were generally good, a lot of the Q1 forecasts were underwhelmed. All right, so we had a little bounce there, came down, ran back up and down there near the end on Wednesday. On Thursday, the slide continued with Google, Alphabet. They announced a $200 billion spending spree that they're going to go on with AI. Well, that spooked the investors, and SPY lost half a point there. It brought it down to 670.92, a level not seen since November the 25th. All right, going back a few months there, creating a huge buying opportunity. And the buyers, they did come back. On Friday, the indexes, or indices, however you want to say that, soared after the three-day sell-off. S&P 500 SPY rose 2% with the Dow broke 50,000 for the first time. SPY climbed 22 points, way back up from its pre-market low. We're back in the range again, back in the range. Seasonally, folks, here's what happened here. We ran up. The blue line is where SPY is now. The red line is the composite of the last 5 years closing price. Last week rose 5 points over the week before, and historically SPY stayed about the same coming up the following week. So if we continue on with what we did, last 5 years, we can probably expect to just see um, fairly level trading, right? Fairly level trading. So we shall see what happens. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on here. Okay, yeah, we're going it through quickly here. Again, I'm trying to, we're gonna probably wrap it up a little bit early here tonight. Probably not gonna go an hour and 20 minutes or whatever. Here's what happened last week. AI, intelligence disruption fears. Surge spending in the tech, softer risk appetite drove short-term volatility. A lot of that weakness, however, was concentrated in the tech sector, not the broader market. All right, the tech sector in particular the artificial intelligence stocks, they're very vulnerable to the nuances in the market these days. It doesn't take much to knock them down or bring them back up. We also saw some rotation away from the mega caps. Industrials showed signs of strengthening, and a lot of the rotation created opportunities, easing concentration risk, helping to normalize valuations. We're going to see choppier markets probably as rotation continues into old economy sectors, namely oil and gas, chemicals, transportation, consumer staples, financials, especially the sort of the mid-range banks. Watch for some upticks in those sectors, and that's probably why the market will remain relatively flat into the coming week, according to historical trends. So we'll see what happens. Sounds like a very normal kind of thing to do. Here's a chart of the old economy sectors outperforming while tech stumbles. You can see in the first quarter here, oil and gas, transportation, chemicals jumped up. Took a hit. Software took a hit of 27%, but the other sectors rose, which is why the Dow really went up a lot too, by the way. And this is what the economists are forecasting for 2026. They are expecting the markets to go up quite a bit more here in the company's growth equities. Alphabet, Google plans to double AI spending in 2026. This is what really kind of got the investors a little nervous. And that's why the big sell-off in the Alphabet on was it Friday or sorry Thursday, which is quite a bit. I'm not really sure what they're doing. Probably a lot of memory chips and different things like that. So, but they're capping it here about 180, 200,000. Sorry, billions. All right, here's what happened in the market last week. The S&P actually dropped 0.1%. Year to date, we're looking at 1.3. So we're on track here. Probably 1.3. We're probably on track for let's see, 1.3. Probably about to about 28, probably about 14, 15% for the year if this trend continues. All right, if this trend continues. So um, we'll see what happens. 1.3. Yeah, we're probably looking at about 16, 17%, I'm guessing here. The Nasdaq actually dropped as well. The only index that really actually went up was the Dow. That actually grew 2.5% last week. Again, it's because of the rotation. So the companies that lost, some companies lost, sectors lost. It actually just rebalanced into other companies, other sectors. So the Dow is very stable, grew 4.3% year to date. All right, moving along. No news on Monday. We've got retail sales on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have some employment numbers, unemployment rate, non-farm employment change, average hourly earnings. Thursday, unemployment claims and existing home sales, and a CPI report on Friday. All right, a little bit of inflationary numbers there. So our volatility expected to be low on Monday, medium Tuesday, also medium on Wednesday. On Friday and Thursday and Friday, it's probably going to be higher. So expect also volatility to increase when President Trump speaks. I have nothing scheduled for him speaking, but he generally pops up at the last minute. So you want to check the schedules, and I see things on forexfactory.com. That's the one I use there primarily. And if he happens to be speaking, watch for elevated volatility whenever he speaks. All right, moving along. All right, folks, a lot of opportunities every day. I got to tell you, we tell you how to spot them, how to trade them. We do that in the trading room every day. And again, I'm moving along quickly here to give you an opportunity to go back to the big game for those of you who are interested, folks. In the trading room, we track all the trades in the trading room. What we're doing now is we are recording we're recording the trades on a spreadsheet. We follow it along as if we are only buying 5 contracts. All right. This is to facilitate anybody, especially the new people. If you want to join us at any time now, instead of a challenge that takes us, say, from 5 to 50,000 of the year, what we're doing here is we're saying you can just pop in at any time, join us, trade 5 contracts, trade along with us, and watch your account grow. You can follow us to the end of the year, okay? And we're going to see where we end up. All the trading room trades are included. There's not a separate goal trade. This is what we're doing. We're calling it the 2026 goal. And this is everything. You got to be in the trading room to do this, okay? So probably the best um, program you can buy, subscribe to, because this is where the action happens. And if you just simply follow along, even blindly, all right, you should make money with us, all right. Now, here's what the spreadsheet shows here. Year to date, starting on January. When did we start this? January. I'll tell you when we started this. We started this January the 5th. Monday, January the 5th. John and I record our trades. Only the trades that we narrated and demonstrated in the trading room. And you only taken 5 contracts on each of these, you should be up almost $8,000 from the excuse me, from the beginning. All right, and that's not so bad. That's pretty good actually, right? We had this last week. We only show one loss of $115 back on the 2nd. That was what, the Monday, and we had a lot of winners. I don't have the stats as to how many. Probably 105, 110 trades so far this year, but we're just jumping in and out, just jumping in and out. And you don't have to take all the trades, just pick one or two, however you want to do it. Say if you're trading $5,000, you might want to take, say, two or three of our trades and just run up into those trades, all right? Whatever you're comfortable with. But if you traded only five contracts in each of these, you should be up almost $8,000 since early January. All right, now for a 2-minute tutorial, what more than to talk about the famous or infamous Super Bowl indicator? This is a this is an indicator that was actually started. I think it's back in the 70s, and it's kind of it started out as kind of a fun indicator. And the funny thing is, I know some people actually, believe it or not, track this, and they believe it. Okay, it's a predictor as to stock market trends based on the winning conference of the Super Bowl team. All right, as to who's going to win. And all it says is this: if the National Football Conference team, in this case the Seahawks, if the Seahawks win, and the score now is 9-0. If the Seahawks win, the prediction is that we are going to have a bull market at the end of the year, or the whole of the year 2026. If the AFC, American Football Conference, in this case the Patriots, win, we can expect a bear market. We can expect a bear market. And right now the score is so 9-0, and they are in the are they at halftime? It looks like they're at halftime. Okay, well, maybe so. All right. So if the Seahawks continue and win right now, then this is where I'm getting it. There's right there. All right. Then expect a bull market. Now, I expect a bull market anyway. And we've been saying that all along. We're expecting continued growth in 2026. So I would be really surprised if we had a bear market. So maybe I should do this the other way. Maybe we should call this the day trade spy indicator, where we suggest where the market's going to go based on, based on who wins. Maybe we should say, or no, sorry, the other way around, where we should predict who is going to win the Super Bowl based on our prediction of the stock market. So John and I have been predicting that we're going to be in a bull market all year. It's going to have its ups and downs, no question about it. But hey, listen, if the stock market's going to go up, then maybe um, the NFC should win. In this case, the Seahawks. So there you go. My prediction is the Seahawks are going to win. All right. This was actually introduced by a New York Times sports writer, Leonard Koppett, back in 1978. Purely coincidental, folks. Lacks any scientific basis. He just did some research and compared the the Super Bowl winners to the stock market at the end of the year, and this is where he came out. He came with some kind of a goofy, I think, I don't know, 70 some percent chance that this was going to be, the outcome. As it turned out, the indicator's accuracy has actually declined, especially after the dot-com years. So I would not put any basis on this. According to the recent numbers that I'm seeing here, the success of the Super Bowl indicator through 2025 last year is only 71%. And it's not reliable, but it's just kind of a fun thing. They actually have a lot kind of again, goofy indicators out there that'll predict market trends. I don't follow any of them because again, they're for fun. They're for fun. But that, folks, is the Super Bowl indicator. And if you want to go back into my newsletters, a year ago, I actually had a newsletter that talked about this in depth. So if you want to get into detail, that's where you'll find it. All right, moving along here. Folks, we have some really good programs for you, right? And I know that for those of you who are new, I get these emails a lot where, well, what do you have? What should I do? I'm going to tell you something. We have some really good solid gold, learn and earn actionable plans. All right. It's one thing just sitting up here talking about, just follow us, follow us. No, no. We want to teach you. Our goal is to teach you how to fish, not just throw you a fish every day, although we have that too. Some people are comfortable with that. Some people are too busy to learn, or they don't want to learn. They don't, they've learned all they want to learn in their life, right? We have a lot of, say, senior people here. They don't want to go back to school. Okay, I get it. I get it too. Um, in fact, um, was talking to my daughter the other day. She said, "Oh, Dad, why don't you go back and get your MBA? You can go back for free." I said, "Well," I said, "the money's not the issue." I said, "My question is, why? Why?" "Well, so you can say you have it." I said, "Well, I can. There's a lot of things I would like to do. You know, my bucket list does not include that right now. Many years ago it would have, and but as it turned out, I got whatever degrees I needed, and I've got my and my various certificates and whatever I needed along the way. A certified internal audit. My at that time it was just a regular BA, and other things along the way, right? And you know, but I don't need that anymore. So, I mean, if anything, I've got my pilot's license, different things like that. Uh, I said to her, you know what I always dreamed of doing? Believe it or not, learning how to drive a long distance truck. One of those semis. I always thought that's kind of fun. And maybe one day I'll do that. Maybe I will actually go to truck driving school and just get that just for kicks and giggles. But anyway, we don't want to do that. So, but we teach you how to make money. Now, it's funny because I saw some course out there and they had like thousands of videos and thousands of this and thousands of, holy geez, I don't want to go through thousands of anything. I'm not going to live long enough to go through all that. What I want to do is I want to learn how to make money day trading options on SPY. I just want to get in there and learn enough so that I can go in and make some money every day. And that's the philosophy we take. Make a little bit of money every day. We have people I'm going to throw this out here for you, all right, so you can read this while I'm talking. We have people who all they want to do is make $200 a day, starting with just a little bit of a capital, $5,000. I had people ask me, "Can you make $200 a day trading $5,000?" I said, "Absolutely, you can." And I'll show you how. And I would take them through in the trading room and help them. And here, okay, and the hard part is stopping at $200. I have this conversation with people. So they say, "Well, I can still keep trading. Why should I stop at $200?" And I told them it's because that's your goal. That's your goal. What you're falling into, okay, I get it. You still have a couple $1,000s available in your cash account with which you can trade. You did very well. You came out. You have a profit of $238 today. Why don't you stop there? And they said, "Well, I still have a couple $1,000s with which I can trade." I said, "Now you are over trading. What's happening here is, excuse me, you're getting greedy." And I get it. Now, if the setup is there and you really feel confident and you're able to detach yourself from the other trades, because just because you had success before doesn't mean this next trade is going to be successful. There's no goodwill in trading. It's not like if you had a restaurant and you serve great meals and one day your chef just kind of undercooked a steak or something. You send it back, get a new one. There's none of that with this. Every trade is unique. But here's what happens when you overtrade. So let's say you had, one or two good trades, you feel very confident. You feel, "Oh, this is easy." You get into the next one, and then it'll be that last trade of the day that's going to knock you back on your feet. Very often, you'll say, "Oh man, it's turned against me. Well, I can't sell now because I'm going to lose way too much. I'm going to hold it overnight, and I got time and this and that." I'm telling you, when you hit your goal, when you hit your target, stop trading. Come back and do it again tomorrow. And that's what happens. So I have people that are actually doing extremely well. So after they hit a certain plateau, right? Let's say they start with $5,000 and they make, say, $10,000. Now they have $10,000 in their account. All right. And then the goal is to make $300 a day. So now they're making $300 a day. And when you get into, say, $15,000 or $18,000, your goal should be making, say, $400 or $500 a day. Now let's say you're at that goal. Let's say you're hitting that target. And by the way, it doesn't take long to get there. Let's say you're making $500 a day, right? That's $2,500 a week. That's roughly $126,000 a year. Is that so bad? Working about an hour and a half a day? I would say not. So that's how you start. That's how you start. Now we have programs. The Inner Circle. This has been going since 2010. Our inner circle, people would ask me, they would coerce me into showing them. This is where it all started by accident. It was never supposed to be this way, but we've been doing this since 2010. You're going to be sent a morning market analysis, a brief report as to where the market's going to go today. There's going to be a follow-up report as to what we actually did. You're going to be invited to our Wednesday night interactive meetups. These are recorded in case you can't show up. They are recorded because I know a lot of people are, sleeping by that time, and and when if you're in Europe, it's in the middle of the night, so not a problem at all. Concise, informative, all you need in one great report. Let us do the heavy lifting. Believe it or not, for what amounts to a cup of coffee and a donut a week. I don't even know if you can get a Starbucks coffee for 5.75 a week. Everybody should be in the inner circle. Click on this QR code. If you miss it, don't worry. I will have them all for you at the end of the session as well. We have our signal. This is one of two great programs. I call them black box programs where you are, excuse me, given a particular option with which to trade. Now the signal is sent to your cell phone as a text message. So if you're out running around, running errands, running the kids to school, whatever, this is always going to be in the morning. It's always in the morning. If you're out doing whatever you're doing, you're unable to be in front of the computer at 9:30 in the morning Eastern time, just watch your cell phone when it triggers. Flip over to your platform, which you probably have downloaded on your cell phone, and make the trade. Simply make the purchase. We purchase it. We give you a particular option with which to buy. Then immediately put it up for sale for a 5% profit target. Go about your day. Come back at the end of the day. The money's usually in your account. If it's not in your account, simply sell it at the market price at the end of the day. This year, $3.99 a quarter or $14.95 a year. A great, great little program. We also have the pick of the day, similar to the signal, same price, similar, except instead of the algorithm-based program that the signal is, this pick of the day is actually handpicked. John and myself, we get together before the market opens and we decide what is it, calls or puts. We make that executive decision, then we send it down the line to you by around just after 9 o'clock. All right, and this is to buy this. So this trade is actually anchored in time. What we're saying is you're going to buy at market open because at some point during the day, it is going to go in that direction, either up or down, for a 6% gain. Again, now, now in reality, these are there's enough time in these that you can hold these overnight if you so choose. However, for corporate compliance, we have agreed to sell them by 4 o'clock Eastern Time at the market close in case they have not sold for a 6% profit target. But I can assure you that in almost all cases, this thing sells very, very quickly, usually in the first few minutes. All right. Both of these programs, the Signal and the Pick of the Day, I think they're pushing around 90% or so success rate. I haven't checked in a while. Same price, $3.99 a quarter, $14.95 a year. These are what I call the black box trades. This is where we throw you the fish. Excellent program for those people who are maybe unable to watch the markets at 9:30, and we get that. Not everybody has that time. However, if you can, join us in the trading room. This is where the action happens, live streaming. All right, what we do is we get in there, we analyze the markets, the news, the events that shape the market and pre-market, the news and events that are going to shape the market for the morning coming up, and we talk about what we are looking at. We're looking at chart patterns, support, resistance, various indicators like that. Talk about Fibonacci, all kinds of things, right? Now, here's the cool thing about this, and this is where we actually outshine everybody else. Anybody else who says things like, well, I can get it for free, as I mentioned earlier, or look at this or look at that. Okay, so you have two professional traders, John and myself. We both day trade SPY options, right? But we look at different things. We look at completely different things for our trades. So we're looking at, I might be looking at one set of indicators, and John's looking at another set of indicators. And then when there's a confluence of what we're doing here, the indicators, and we say, I see a setup here. And John says, I see the same setup on my indicators. Well, I'm going to tell you something. If we say the market's going to go up here, just wait, and when this one event happens, let's say a breakout, right? If there's a break in resistance, right, we fix it. No, that's our motto. If there's a break in resistance or support, we fix it. No, what happens is, if we say there's going to be a breakout here, Watch, and when this happens, bang, get in. And John and I both agree on that. Then you might want to get in and buy some call options, folks. You might want to get in and buy some call options because that's where you make money, right? Uh, so that's pretty cool, all right, folks. 6.99 a quarter. All right, that basically works out to, I believe it's like a half a sandwich, 6-inch Subway sandwich, maybe a veggie one, not even a meat one. I don't know. That's not a lot of money, folks. Are you kidding? For what you're getting, it is not a lot of money. 24.95 a year. This is the best value. And if you know what calls and puts are, you don't have to be professional. If you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be. All right. Now, I've had this asked of me recently where somebody said, I don't really know how to trade. I have to learn, and then I'll join the trading room. And I said to the lady, very fine lady, I said to her, you got it backwards. Do you know what calls and puts are? Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, this is where you need to be. Because we show you, this is where we train you. This is where you need to be because we come in, we hold your hand, all right? And I'll tell you how to do it. Just come in right now, learn and earn. Learn, just watch and learn right now. Just paper trade for a little bit. I'll tell you when you can actually get into real money if you're going to interact here. These are interactive, fully narrated, and every morning we don't monopolize your whole day, but every morning 9:20 to 10:30, that is when we do this, right? So we get in there, make our money, and then we get out and get on with the rest of your day. All right. If you can't make it, they are recorded for later review. We do have some people who are unable to get there until say 11 o'clock Eastern time. They go and they check to see what's going on, and then they proceed to make money on their own. All right, so these are the programs. Now, all programs, except of course that live event in Baltimore that I told you about earlier. Here's the cool thing about it. They come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, I'm going to tell you something, right? This 30-day money-back guarantee, that may not last. That may actually go back down to a 14-day money-back guarantee. And the answer is very simple for that. The reason, excuse me, I've been talking all day here. The reason is very simple. What happens is you will know within a very, very short period of time if this is for you or not. All right. And 30 days is a very long time. In 30 days, you will learn everything we do, right? And then you're off. No, no, we want to make sure you are with us because the reason is because the longer you are with us, the better trader you're going to be. This isn't something like oh, I don't know what I can compare it to. Once you learn something, then you know it. This is a university that you can actually never graduate from because the stock market continues to evolve. It's an ever changing thing. It's a living being. And John and I and the staff at DayTradeSPY, we are like receptacles, receivers. We get information from all these different sources, and we are able to purge through a lot of this information and regurgitate it back to you in a meaningful way. Those people that have been with us for years, and we have people in years in the trading room, they are doing unbelievably well. I'm telling you, a lot of them are doing much better than John and I. Not because we're no good, but because our attention is diverted to narrating and watching other things. We still trade, we still make a lot of money ourselves. But these people that focus on what we talk about, they get in, they make their trades, get in and out. The numbers that they report back are phenomenal. And we're extremely, extremely proud of these people. But we are giving right now, as I understand it, there's still a 30-day money back guarantee if you get these programs. So you want to jump into this, folks. Do not wait on this one, all right? There's going to be a point in time when that is going to probably slip back into a 14-day guarantee. I don't know when that happens. So, all right, get some questions here. By the way, we got a little contest coming up at the end of the night here. All right, okay, Reggie, you're with us before, Reggie. Here, I went to join the trading room in January, but the price went way up. Actually, I don't think the price went up at all. What you want to do is that wasn't the price when I went to join. The price was only 40. The price in January. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Reggie. Quite frankly, the trading room was 49.95. I believe if you go to the okay, if you go to the website, I think you'll find the prices are higher than if you click on this link. So Reggie, go click on this link and you should get it for 24.95. And if you don't, email me, email me, and I will follow up on that. But I think you are looking at dated information to suggest that the price is 49.95. It may be if you are on the website, but if you click on this or go to get the QR code, you should get it for 24.95. All right, you should get it for 24.95. All right, let's see some more questions. What if I need to be in and out watching the day trading seminar between 9:20 and 10:30? Um, okay. Just reading some of these questions here. Okay, doing the pick of the day now. Thank you for that, William. Need a little more as I occasionally get greedy and then miss out on nice trades. Look, even if you can't be in the trading room the whole time every day, that's not a problem. All right. In fact, I have some people that are only able to get into the trading room once or twice a week, and they still find a lot of value. So this is not something that necessarily builds on it. In other words, you don't have to be in yesterday's trading room to appreciate what we're talking about today. Every day stands on its own. Every day stands on its own. And yes, we will repeat a lot of things, but that repetition is always very good. You'll never go short of the reminders that we talk about because that repetition is what drills into your into you that this is what we need to do. This is what we need to watch for. Not every setup is a good setup necessarily, right? There are other factors that you have to consider. So, but even if you're able to get in occasionally into the trading room, I think you will find the benefit far outweighs the cost. Okay. Okay, my email address. I'm going to put in my email address. I will put in my email address and you can email me. I'm going to put this in right here in the questions box. Let me just find it here. Okay, UG at daytradespy.com. This here is my email address. Okay, email me directly. Again, if you are experiencing somewhere you're finding a link that is more than those prices that I gave you, I want to know about it. Okay. Now, I don't set the price, but I think I've got some inroads with these people that if I said 24.95 because that's what they told me at one point, you should be able to get it for 24.95. That is the trading room for the year. Um, I'll tell you something else. It doesn't take long to make 24.95 in the trading room with the way we trade. I have a lot of people telling me that they made up the price for the whole year in a week or less in the trading room. So, all right. So you have my email address right there, hughg at daytradespy.com. Very easy. And I think what I'm going to do now, it's 9:43. Again, I don't want to keep you all night. Any other questions here? Any other pressing questions? Why do you bother trading when all you can, or trading when all you can do is trade for a living? And that's a good question. I get this question asked a lot in various forms. So the question really relates to if I'm so good, and that's what they say. If you're so good, why would you bother with this? Um, and there's a related question with that too. Then why would you bother training people? Well, the answer is very simple. If I'm on the market in the mornings anyway, trading, I don't mind, and I get it. When I'm narrating, I'm taking my attention away from my own trades, and sometimes that does come back to bite me. But for the most part, I really enjoy teaching other people to trade. Now, um, I know it sounds a little crazy, but and John and I will concur. John's not on right now; he's probably watching the game or something. But uh, all through COVID, um, and even before COVID, a lot of this is my social life. Um, but obviously, I have a few friends, and everybody does. I think everybody does. Maybe not. But during COVID, we couldn't really see each other very often. We had to, be very careful about that whole COVID thing, right? The masks and all that. But during COVID, especially, we actually this interaction every day with our trading room and the various webinars, including the Sunday night. This was kind of like a social gathering for a lot of us, and I really enjoyed that. So when COVID came and we had to hunker down, bunker down, whatever, and not go out anywhere, this was our getting out. So we didn't really have, we didn't experience all that great of a change when everybody had to work from home because we were doing that anyway. But I enjoy teaching other people. So I have plenty of money. That's not an issue. I don't need to make thousands of dollars every day to survive anymore. And basically, once your mortgages are paid off, cars are paid off, kids are, doing well in school, whatever they're doing, and how much do you need? All right, I know it sounds crazy. So I get a real thrill, and so does John. He left a lucrative career in law. He's a lawyer, and not just any lawyer. He's a top litigation lawyer in his field, oil and gas in Texas. Super nice guy, wonderful gentleman, and I'll tell you, he left that to teach other people how to trade. Why? Because we enjoy it. When we get some of the comments back from from some of the people that say, "Oh, Hugh, I'm so glad you taught us this, and I'm able to be financially independent." I mean, that carries a lot of weight. Years ago, I had a lady, she was a nurse, deadbeat dad out Seattle area somewhere. She contacted me and she said, "Listen, I'm a nurse, but I heard something about that you do this trading thing or something, and you can, make you can do very well financially and stuff." Yeah, yeah. I said, "Well, are you willing to learn?" She said, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot." She said, "I've got two daughters in high school. I'm not sure where the money's going to come from to put them through college. Dad's nowhere to be found. There's no money coming from there, and I'm doing okay now, but I'm not going to be able to afford the college, and I don't know if I want to get into real massive debt for these kids." And I said, "Well, so I took her through the course, and she was very good, excellent, excellent student. She learned this stuff very well, and she started making some pretty good money. She was very patient, very disciplined, and those are the characteristics that you really need. So maybe this comes from her nursing background, but she became very good. And I'll never forget when she contacted me in tears and profusely thanked me and said how God thanked her, God sent me to her and thanked me for teaching her this because now she's actually made the money that she needs to put her kids through school, including their living accommodations and everything. Like she's doing very, very well. I said, "Oh, well, that kind of stuff that carries a lot of weight with John and myself." So that is the reason why we really do it. Now, there's another question to this, another part of this question, and I actually did a newsletter on this one. Um, the question pertains to if this is so good, if trading is such a lucrative thing to do, why don't they teach this in college? So my answer to that is, well, I don't know. They should. If they don't, I'm not aware that they do. I know they have courses on, finance and different things, and they probably talk about what options are and stocks and different things like that. But I'm not aware that anybody teaches any of this stuff. In fact, our system, I'm the only one, I don't follow anybody. John doesn't follow anybody. They follow us. So I don't know what's out there. But the answer to why they would not teach this in college is very simple. Why would a professor or teacher or anybody from outside, from the trading world, come into a school every day and teach this stuff when they can actually just, be at home trading or teaching it online with, for other people who are paying them a lot more than a professor would make all year. A couple of years ago, I pulled up on Google, and I'm just going to pull it up again here real quick. Salary of a college professor. An annual salary is Okay. Let me see. Okay. Trying to get all kind of trying to narrow it down here. All right. Ranging from 60,000 to over $130,000 annually. Full-time professors earn 98,000 to $160,000 a year. Uh, and so $160,000 a year, folks, as a full-time professor. So here's the key, all right? I am going to pull that down there into terms you can understand. If you are a full-time professor at the high end, making $160,000 a year, as a trader, all you need to make is $615 a day. And it's not hard to make that when you got the capital behind you and you know what you're doing, you got the confidence in your trading. $615 a day, a lot of people are making that and a lot more. So why would somebody tie up their time? And the thing is, when you go to a college to teach this, now I'm going to tell you, so I've done a couple of little courses in college many years ago, computer courses with a buddy of mine. I don't know what it was for, but as it turned out, we had to do this course, or we didn't have to, but we kind of volunteered for this, thinking that these people actually wanted to learn computer stuff. Okay, but as it turned out, that the people that were in our class were there because the government sent them so that they can get some sort of government handout or whatever, funding for something. They didn't really care about learning anything about computers. They were just there because they kind of had to. So here's the other thing. Any of these college professors, they might really care about their students, but the students probably don't care as much to learn as the college professors care to teach, if that makes any sense. And if you are interested in teaching this material, you can make a lot more than $160,000 a year by teaching it on your own terms rather than having a school come in and doing this for 5, 6, 7 hours a day. Anyway, there are real reasons why uh, you don't you don't learn this at college the way we teach it. Folks, that's just my take on it. Again, if you want to go back into the archives, I did do a newsletter on that if you're really interested in it. One more question, and we're going to kind of get to the end of this thing because I'm going to tell you the time goes by real fast, and I get off on these tangents. And I don't want to take your time away here tonight. Can I go beyond the 6% on the pick of the day? Absolutely, you can. And a lot of traders do, especially those traders that know our system. They know what we're doing, what we're looking for, what those exits are. That's what they do. And and yes, you can make a lot more than 6%. We just have 6% as a target with which to measure success. All right. In most cases, you make a lot more than the 6%. Folks, right now, what I want to do is we're going to have a contest. I want you to put in the questions box a number from 1 to 100. All right. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. Punch up in the questions box from 1 to 100. And what I'm going to do there is bring up our number generator. Ignore the number that's on here now. This is our day trade spy number generator. Ignore the number that's there. Oh, I just lost it. Where did I go? Um, Hang on. I think what I got to do is this. There's the contest right there. Ignore the number there. You've got about, say, about 20 seconds here, maybe half a minute. Bring me in, and the person closest to, we're going to hit the, we're going to, that's not the number. 67 is not the number. I don't want you to get confused. We're going to hit the button, and we're going to get a number between 1 and 100. Person closest to it is going to get an ebook. And I'm going to send out Triumphs and Tragedies to the person closest to the number. And if there is a tie, you both get it, or three, or however number of people get it, that's what we're going to do. All right. All right. So let's get to it now. We are going to close off the number generator right now. Let me see who's the last name on the list here. Oh, a lot of people here. Okay. Jackson I. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Let's count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The number is 92. 92. Who is the closest to 92? Let me go up and down my list here. Okay. Wow. A lot of these are in the middle here. Okay. We have Danielle. Danielle P, she won Triumphs and Tragedies. Danielle P, she came in at 95. Okay, just a little over. Congratulations, Danielle. Okay, cool. All right, folks, what I'm going to do is wrap it up, and I'm going to leave the, get this out here. Get the number generator on it. Congratulations to Danielle. There we go. All right, so I'm going to leave these QR codes up, folks. If you want to subscribe to any of these services, click on that. It gives you information and the facility with which to um, subscribe, and it gives you a choice whether you want to subscribe monthly, or sorry, the quarterly or the yearly. You'll have the choice to do that. Folks, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you back here on next Sunday night. And by the way, what is the score? 12-0 for the Seahawks. It looks like we are headed for a bull market. Have a good one, folks.
And if you do it, just shout it loud and clear. I know it's been on your mind for a while, but to get what you really want can take some time. You gotta be focused now, don't play around, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do it, just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do it, just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear. And there ain't no stopping now. You're the one. Shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do. Give it all of you. And trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell